Morning America, early in the morning. It's almost November. I'm sitting here with my dogs. Ed, say hello. Angelica, Charity, and Hope. Ladies and gentlemen, take my advice. Hey, come over here. We're having a concert. I'm going to sing my dogs a morning song. Are you ready? I got some issues with it. No, she's got some issues with me. Watch this. Could I please have a kiss? Could I please have a kiss? Hello? Are you shy? Are you just coy? Give me a dog kiss. Will not. Refuses to give me that. Buries her nose in me like she's been, somebody smacked her all the time and she was abused. But I'm not that person. I'm, look at the camera. Charity, come over here. I'm going to sing you a song. I had an old dog and his name was Blue. Bet you $5 he's a good dog too. Whenever I take my dog to town, boys start kicking my dog around. Makes no difference if he is a hound. You better stop kicking my dog around. Come on, Blue. You good dog, you. Booty the possum in a hollow log. Booty the possum in a hollow log. Booty the possum in a hollow log. You can tell by that he's a damn good dog. Come on, Blue. You good dog, you. Blue chased that possum out on a limb. Chased that possum out on a limb. Chased that possum out on the limb. Blue growled at the possum. Possum growled at him. Come on, Blue. I'm coming too. Well, I baked that possum nice and brown. I baked that possum nice and brown. And I baked that possum nice and brown. I laid them old cakes all around. Little molasses with it. Saying, come on, Blue. You good dog, you. Old Blue died so hard it shook the ground in my backyard. Dug a grave with a silver spade and I lowered him down on a golden chain. Every Lincoln did call his name. I cried, come on, Blue. You good dog, you. I want to tell you, so you know, I'll tell you. So you know, I want to tell you, so you know. Old Blue's gone to heaven where the good dogs go. Come on, Blue, you good dog, you. Come on, Blue, you good dog, you. My wife died and left me a farm. My wife died and left me a farm. My wife died and left me a farm. That's why I'm going down to Charlestown. Had an old dog and his name was Blue. I had an old dog and his name was Blue. I had an old dog and his name was Blue. I bet you $5 he's a good dog too. Come on, Blue. You good dog, you. Well, I'm 80 almost. I woke up at 4 a.m. I didn't die. I went, I didn't die. One more day. To get up to some venture, to do something creative, to do something good, to help somebody, to see somebody move away from a bad place to a good place, to always be in the positive light if possible. On the other hand, I've noticed that nature, by its nature, gets you pissed off, almost to test you. And then you have to have an explosion and then you feel bad. So there's a process of, we have a self-governing, our policeman's whistle inside of us. Some of us have the ability to see, what I just fucked up and now I'm going to fix it and I'm going to try not to do that again. Otherwise, it's like you're like intractable old grouchy bastard that won't change. Well, that's what I believe. That's my rule. And if I say this, you can't stay in my house if you say one wrong word. One wrong word, yes. Like what? Nipple. Or some other provocative, evocative word to get people to take a look at everything you do every day and say, is that worth it? Did I just fuck up all day, wasting my time doing something horrible and couldn't stop myself? It's a good little self-therapeutic lesson, isn't it? It's like, what the, you, you thought I was going to swear, I'm not going to swear. But what the fuck? You didn't die last night. That means you're here. That means you're listening to this. That means I'm talking still. Won't shut up. Today, we'll have one of the most exciting things in my life is going to happen. We bought a boat. It's pea green. We're fixing it up. It's called the Owl and the Pussycat because that's the owl and the pussycat sailed away in a pea green boat. Mm-mm. So we've got a 25-foot little schooner. It's got a special hull. It's a lovely little boat. And we're going to sail this weekend. We're going to begin to fix it up. But in the interim, we're just going to sail out into the bay. And around the corner from the jetty there's a little island that's protruding up out of the water. I've watched it for, 50, 60 years. Day by day, it gets a little bit more. And a few years ago, they scooped out the bottom of the bay, took all the sand out of there. I mean, for months, they just dragged the bottom of the bay, all the junk, got all the sand, sucked it all up. And as a consequence, they take out that much sand, the water level drops. So now the island is enough for me to sail up and declare it a republic. I'm going to call it Zoomtown in the Principality of Lotus Land in the Republic of Stup. Maybe not. That's a German word which means I'm going to leave it to you. Okay, one more song. This is a new kind of podcast, Al Graham on the Apple Podcast, all over the world. Waking up scruffy after having a lovely sleep and finding my animals sawing logs too. So we all sat down again to have a relax and to sing and a kibitz. In a sincere moment, now remembering my friend Eddie Zeller again, because every day you wake up and you say, I'm going to call you, I'll talk to you. And suddenly they're fucking gone. So what I do to compensate is like, I made a little tribute in front of my house to him. And I found like an old washboard today. And it was a friend of mine, Mike Leonard, gave me a scruffy old, like 75-year-old washboard, rusted and everything. So I'm going to put a collage of Eddie's pictures in that and hang it on the tribute wall that's out there with a few pictures of him already. And so to get relief and to realize that he's gone, but shit, the memories, now they're more golden. I never didn't laugh with Eddie Zeller, or no Eddie other. If we weren't laughing at each other, we were laughing at ourselves. And if we weren't laughing at ourselves, we were laughing at the theater. We saw it as a guerrilla street theater. Every action of every person downtown doing whatever they do, in the houses, out of the houses, on the phone, off the phone. It's all a theatrical play. It's a vignette. Every day there's a little story, a vignette, and that's the way I see it, and I want to see it like that. And if it's any other way, I'll walk away. It's like if I see somebody my age, 80, coming at me, I go the other way. And the reason is because they'll grab you and say, I want to tell you about my goiter and my medications and what my doctor said and how much you got. In a nice way. So I say it softly and you can't hear the words, but you go that fucking way. I'll go this way because I don't want to hear it. I don't want to go to a doctor's office and sit there looking at three people who look like they've been fucking embalmed, waiting to get in the doctor, coughing on each other. Ugh. And if you're late, you got to wait, you know, like, I'll take this. Kiss me. Kiss me. I'll take this. I'll take having a laugh, especially at myself, over anything. So I'm making this a 15-minute segment, so it looks like I've got about 5 more minutes left. So I want to tell you this. I got dementia and Parkinson's, so I forget shit. Sometimes I just say I do, but I don't. To get out of shit, I go, oh, you have Parkinson's, dementia. There you go. And that's the other thing. If I see somebody I've known a long time ago, but I haven't seen them for 50 years, and they come up and they still look like nothing changed with them, they're still wearing like, this one guy came to town, he was wearing, I would say it was jute or twig, you know, a self-sufficient fellow from the hippie Northwest, Oregon or something like that. And for a hobby, he would be talking to you and burning this piece of bamboo and drilling a hole and making a flute for you. And while you stood there, you know, okay, had a lighter and a wire, and he just kept heating it up and putting it through the holes in the fucking bamboo. Here's your bamboo. And I said, yeah, I'll slay that tomorrow. And then he had to show me. And he said, it's a long time since I saw you. And I said, a long time since you took a fucking bath. I said, yeah, I remember you. Kind of, I do. He had another brother. They were hippie brains, you know what I mean? Self-sufficient fuckers. They make anything out of it, anything. One time I went up to their farm and they cut the bottom of a wine bottle with this glass cutter, and they were using it for like finger food dishes. That's how self-sufficient they were. It was okay, you know, all your dishes are like fucking beer bottles or wine bottles. Okay. So, 12 minutes left. All right, the new island. Okay, it's a republic, and it's like, there's going to be wonderful conflicts because we've got a lefty. His name is Bill Manson. Oh, yeah, Charlie's brother. No. He's a journalist, and then kind of like, he's a very singular fellow, but that doesn't mean to say he's exceptionally singular. It just means that not many people act like him. Anyway, he's a journalist, and he's one of those journalists that said, fuck it. I don't belong in an office. I'm going to live out here on the edges. I'm going to always be looking for little exciting projects. But I'm never going to get into the game. And as a consequence, he's on the periphery. He knows a few people. He can call the LA Times and get a story and stuff like that. But he is of no repute. You're going to say, Bill Manson. He told me on tape that he just received an award for the most fabulous, handsome journalist in the 7 Western states. Some kind of fucking bullshit. He made it up as he was going along, which is wonderful. And that's the part of him that it's kind of unique. It's kind of like watching yourself, except a kind of like an unusual side of yourself that you don't want to recognize. That's what he is. All right, so I've been ranting long enough, but this is a sincere tribute to my friend Eddie again, and to tell my viewers on my Apple podcast and everywhere else that we're talking to each other, that the island, Zoomtown, that's the name of the city, but it's really called, the big name is called Pirate Island. And so we're going to, by the way, we're not old-fashioned pirates, we're modern-day pirates, you know, with like modern weapons and modern clothes. We're just the same nature. We live outside the law because we can, because we're honest. To live outside the law, you must be honest. I know you always say that you agree, but where are you tonight, sweet Marie? Bobby Dylan's song. Lots of Bob Dylan songs that he took from other people or the Bible. A lot of Dylan's stuff is biblical. In fact, our language that we speak, everyday English, it is an awful lot of phrases that are directly come from the Bible in our usage of words and phrases. They're directly quotes from the Bible. So every day we're all talking in religious terms, except we don't know that it's a religious phrase we're using. We just accept it as, oh, that's what I learned. But the root of your language, all the Western world, is the Bible. Yes, the Bible. You'd be saying, I don't use religious words. I'm not a Christian. I'm an atheist. And you're using all the phrases from the Bible. I am. What do you have to do? Rinse your mouth with Drano. Maybe that'll help. Yes, the Bible rules our lives. We don't know it. Even the heathens, anyone who isn't a Christian is ruled by the same laws, because if you come to this country and when you first came, you went, but now you speak English, you will learn the English language, even though you don't know it's biblical. And you, a Muslim, will be coming to my country, learning the English, and as a consequence, every day you commune in biblical terms. That's the base of our English language, and French, and German. So you think I wouldn't say that. Ooh, I wouldn't go in a Jew church. I wouldn't go in a Catholic church. Ooh, the Baptists hate the Catholics. Do you get it? We're all speaking one language in the world, no matter what language you speak. If you come here or you converse in English, you're speaking biblical phrases every day. Now wash that out, or shut up, or deliberately change the language that you feel is a Christian phrase, like do unto others as you do unto yourself. But that's a bunch of bullshit, because some people would never do unto themselves what they do to other people. That's such bullshit. I just thought about that. Anyway, to my good friend Chad Watson, he and I and Lee Harper, my friend, two good old boys, one from Texas, one from Missouri. I'm going to put a band together. Well, I have a band with them now called Frankie Setback and the Ghost Cowboys. But we're going to put an inaugural band together, because we're going to have them in when we literally get the deed to the island. We're going to have a celebration. A bunch of other pirates are going to come on boats. We're going to hang out around it, because not big enough to put a bunch of people on. But we'll cram as many on as we can. And we'll raise a glass, and we'll celebrate, and we'll declare it a republic, the Republic of, you pick a name. I said Stuppenstiel, but you can put Nipplesville or some other cute phrase. And I'm willing to throw it up in the air and say, put all the suggestions in one basket, and then have some Homo sapien or a Lebanese woman. You know, I'm for equal rights. I think the Homo sapiens and the Lebanese should be left on their own and not be criticized for that you like women, and you like the Lebanese likes another woman, and the Homo sapien likes another Homo sapien. And those people, and by the way, while I'm on the subject, I'm a little confused, because the LGBT League, there's so many words and so many people involved. And there's another one that just added on. I just call them ligajibits to peoples. And another one told me, well, you can't call me. I just had a child, and it's called a they. A fucking what? A they. That's a new. So look, gay rights people, you got your rights. In the 60s, everybody got their rights then. Started to get their rights. And before that, the 60s, Homo sapiens were cast into phenomenal gutters of it. They had no standing. It's like, he's gay. I mugged him because he was gay. Oh, good job. But don't do it again, the judges said. Fuck. Now the gay community is powerful in Hillcrest. Got their own cops. They govern themselves and do a bloody good job of it, I must say. So stop overdoing it. I mean, how many more branches of humanity do you want to fucking create? A they? Are you serious? It's a they. What's he gonna go? Hey, they Peterson? No, he doesn't even have a last name. A they. They Davidson. All right, so that's my rant about Ligagy Bits. Now, I'm a big supporter of Ligagy Bits. I got the beads Adam made with all the colors of the rainbow, and once in a while I put them on and I go looking to see if someone's going to say, "Hey, you gay bastard, what are you doing with those beads?" And we will have words because they're not going to get a timid, effeminate response. You know what I'm saying? Al Green, KPK Radio, just having a good time, fucking with you, and fucking with myself, and having a lovely time with my dogs, and bliss and happiness, and looking forward to 9 a.m. because I've been sitting here since 5 doing stuff, having fun. I start going out in the world and playing with that and having fun with that and getting on with my projects. And every little task I do is a joy. And if it ain't a joy, my advice to you is don't fucking do it. Stop it. Well, I have to do it. Then do it and shut up and get on with the next one. Look for the lovely things. Now, it sounds like I'm lecturing, and I am. I'm also lecturing myself because I forget sometimes, too, that, fuck, you could get hit by a truckload of toilets on the way to a construction site. A slight turn of somebody's wheel, a sneeze can cause somebody to do this, do that. Next thing you know, you're pushing up the daisies. Right, baby? So have a laugh. Say hello to America. Okay, lovely kiss. Okay, got it. Don't overdo it, thank you. How much is that doggy in the window? The one with the waggly tail. How much is that doggy in the window? I do hope that doggy's for sale. I read in the paper there were robbers with torchlights that shine in the dark. If I had a friend, I won't be lonesome, 'cause it'll scare them away with one bark. Oof. How much is that doggy in the window? The one with the waggly tail. How much is that doggy in the window? I do hope that doggy's for sale. There you have it. Al Graham with the KPXE Radio, 22 minutes and 39 seconds. I'll just round it out with a quick prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. For those viewers, please forgive my vulgarity. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. I'm not sorry at all. But if I've offended you, good. Because sometimes we need to be offended to wake up and say, did I do something nice today for somebody? Or was I just a selfish asshole? Did I say something nice to someone when I knew they might be struggling? Did I boost them up and tell them something good about themselves? Because the truth is this. Let me be really full disclosure. If I made somebody smile, or they made me smile, there's nothing more precious than to see someone who's a little bit glum smile, a real smile, not one of these, but a real smile that said this. That person just said something so nice to me that made me feel a lot better than the shitty way I was just feeling a little while ago. And the thing that made me upset, I'm just gonna think about the nice thing this person said to me. So my effort is to do that for two reasons. One is, yes, out of an act of compassion to make that person feel good, but in return, yes, it's just sublimely selfish. I don't mean that. Ayn Rand said doing good for people was fucking selfish, and she's right in that respect. But when you do something and you know someone genuinely feels better after it, then it's like nothing greater reward, none greater, because it was an act of compassion, kindness, all too lacking today, wherever you go. And to do that and to feel it back right away, it's like, Shoo, I'm going to keep on doing this shit. Why not? Or you could go around and go, hey, you shitbag, I hate you, and hope you get another nipple added to your body in the night. And what do you get from that? But I know people who wake up to do that. They're so beat up from some other transaction. They bring this baggage to everything they do. And they say, everything's just like that because that happened to me and it's like that. No, it's not. Your experience is like this. Import it, download it, file it, put it in your head if it's good. If it's shitty, the hippocampus will do the job for you. It'll filter out all the shit that you don't really need to see. Unless you say, oh, I'm going to rest on that wound I just got. Look at it. Look at the gaping wound I have. Get over it. There you have it. 26 minutes, we leave enough for commercials. And as one of the commercials, Ciudad Madera, Wood City in Cancun, the most magnificent housing development you've ever seen. Go there. I'm going there. In fact, they gave me a big piece of land down there for nothing. The company did. Paco is the main man's name. He came up to Chula Vista to an office they have there, Ciudad Madera. Look it up on the internet. I couldn't just begin to describe it for you, but I'm taking the time to do a commercial because I'm in business with them. So I'm promoting their business, which is selling beautiful lots and beautiful clusters of lots in all these little new pueblos around the Mayan pyramid down there in Cancun. They've got a steady electric train that goes 52 miles, goes all the way through the bottom of the pyramids, out the other side, around, and on the way, every 15 minutes is a new little city. Beautiful cities. Go see it. It's the new paradise. I'm sending everybody I know down there to not only to buy a house, but to see what I'm going to do with the land they gave me. And here's what it is. It's Jim Morrison's dream. It's called the Last Whiskey Bar. And Jim always wanted to have a bar in his house and bring his own misfits home so he could, enjoy every one of them and not be in a fight with another one. So we're doing it for him. My son Dylan was the one who started it. He bought a bar in LA and he was going to name it the Last Whiskey Bar. But his interests were all too, varied that he didn't have the time. So he said, go ahead. And so I started it and I'm making the little speakeasies, to be quite honest with you. It's just a mom and pop turnkey operation. It's a room in your house if you want your garage. You decorate with the music you like, and I've got all the old Beatles memorabilia, and I decorate every place I do like that. I also have a radio station called K-Pixie Radio, and that will be down there in the bar, and next to that there will be the Jim Morrison Museum, where all my books and a lot of other people have written a book about Jim and the history of Jim as the world sees it, even the shitty books, we're going to put down in this library down there, the Jim Morrison Museum. It's kind of like a reading room, but you get people come around with cigars and whiskey and they serve it to you while you're reading. So and then there's books on tape, and then I'll be broadcasting there from all over the world on Apple in the middle of the night sometimes. So we're kind of bringing back the old 60s feel of the radio, the pilot of the airwaves, late in the middle of the night, spinning records and telling stories. We're doing it in spades, and we're going to bring a lot of talent in to join me. It won't be just my big mouth. There'll be other talented people who have things to say on the radio about everything, from my work in psychotherapy and career counseling, crisis counseling, career counseling. I do a little bit of that too. We have like a utopia of creative people coming in, converging in a most magnificent harmonic conversion of all these alike people finding a place like an island or a republic in the middle of the bay in Coronado and saying, wow, what a good adventure, let's go on it. They bring a boat, we bring a boat, we bring all kinds of boats, and we have a boat fest, and then we sail around the bay. I don't want to sail. I want to turn the engine on, bzz, 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 in and there, because I don't want to be out on the water. I want people to enjoy it, but I want to be on the land. You know what I mean? If I'm going to croak, I don't want to be on the water. I'll go out there and have a laugh. And there you have it. We'll have music. We'll have book readings. We'll have poetry sessions. We'll have drama, put on little plays out there. We'll do some little Guy de Maupassant vignettes. You know, that's a little story about, a love affair and a husband hiding, a man under the bed. Guy de Maupassant was a great writer in the 1890s in France. And it was a marvelous, silly little farce is what it was. But it was all about upper-class people behaving naughty, and secrets and stuff like that. Drama and, in the end, fun. So, tune in again. This is Al Graham for the Gay Pixie Radio via the Crystal Ship Podcast on Apple. Look it up and look me up. And look up Ciudad Madera. Ciudad City. Madera. Wood City in Cancun, Mexico. And tell them I sent you. And tell them Al Graham's coming to Cancun soon. And he's bringing all holy rock and roll heaven with him. Yeah, I said it. Rock and roll heaven. We're going to name the streets like, well, after the movie stars and the rock singers. You know, let's see who I'm not going to put. Oh, yeah. I'm not going to put Kurt Cobain, who does the Davy Jones dance and murders all the rock and roll, you know. Like, never did like him. But if his fans come, I'll name a street for him. In fact, in this little pueblo I want to build, Rock and Roll Heaven City, it's got a gas station, it's got a coffee shop, it's got a bar, it's got a church. So it's a little pueblo, a small town, say maybe 5,000 people. And it's got everything you need in it. And a radio station. So every place down in Mexico, every little city down there is its own little republic if you want it to be. It's a cluster with a bunch of lots on, some for commercial, some for residential, and all of that stuff. It's a most wonderful development. So look it up. Ciudad Madera. Al Graham signing off for the Apple Podcast after 32 minutes and 49 seconds. And I thank you. God bless America. Smoke 'em if you got 'em.